Now, I understand that he's just answering the question, but they just won 3 games in a row. Whatever they're doing is working. It might not be the prettiest, but I don't think you also just clinched a playoff berth. So I think the focus should be on the team and what the team's doing and not personally how frustrated you are.
This is so Dallas.
Right?
It's so Dallas. Didn't Amari Cooper miss 2 weeks because he was unvaccinated and got COVID?
I know he was on the COVID list.
So, I mean,
yeah.
I know everyone is going through a COVID situation right now, but before this happened, that happened. I understand what he's saying as well. He's just answering the question. But look, that's one way to look at it. Another way is, you're going to get asked this question, so answer it in a way that doesn't make it seem like it's all about you. It's okay to win ugly in December. It's totally fine. What you are doing is winning, which is what's the most important. I do like having some sort of momentum in your identity going into the playoffs. I do think that's important. Yeah. But what's most important is that you're healthy and that you hopefully have a lot of home games.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. So the targets and, he wants to contribute. Everyone wants to contribute. This is very wide receiver. I get it. But it just doesn't matter. It's very I over we. And that's what it is in this situation with Amari Cooper. He's obviously an incredible player and will contribute in a big way. But at this point in the season, it just doesn't matter. If you're winning games, if everyone is playing as well as they can. I know Dak has had some questions about him. I really don't want to hear about an explosive offense. Actually, when their offense is the main focus, they actually struggle. Like, the fact that you're winning with defense is actually better. You should be winning when Dak doesn't have to throw it 50 times a game. You're running the ball well, and the defense is playing at the level that it is. So I don't want to hear anything about extra targets.
No. And like you said, you're going to be asked this question. So spin it, make it positive about the team because you're winning right now.
Well, if they're losing, sure.
Different story.
Complain.
Yeah.
Because you're losing, but they're not losing.
You're in the playoffs, and you just won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
All right. Moving to the Bucs, because they're missing some key offensive weapons due to injury as the postseason approaches. Tom Brady said this week that they're going to be relying on their offensive line as they move forward, but they'll also get some help with the return of Antonio Brown. Now, it's been a controversial decision not to cut him after the fake vaccination card suspension, but Bruce Arians defended his receiver, saying that AB is working to be a better person. Take a listen.
I wasn't very proud of what he did this time, but I've got a spot in my heart for him now.
Does he really, he seems like a different person, like as his coach and as now a friend, I guess. You see that?
Oh, yeah, and I think he's working at it. He's still got ways to go, but yeah, he's working hard at it.
The bottom line is great players have different standards, and that's just the way it is. We know who AB is. He has shown us plenty of times. But the thing is, Tom Brady loves him, and more importantly, the Bucs need him right now because they just lost 2 key wide receivers.
Yeah, they're going to be without Godwin for the rest of the season. They're missing Fournette and Evans. They're 14-3 with him. Obviously, Tom Brady has a great connection with him. I'm not going to come down on Bruce Arians in this spot. I think coaches paint themselves into a corner when they make statements like this because you're making it without knowledge of what will happen in the future, right? Like he said, obviously what everyone is pointing back to is that he had no more chances, like he has to, be a model citizen or whatever. Well, that's fine when you have, 7 wide receivers that are able to play at a high level. The situation has changed. Circumstances have changed. And at the end of the day, this is a results-driven competitive industry. He has Tom Brady, who wants Antonio Brown clearly, or he wouldn't be on the team at all.
Yeah.
So this is the circumstances. We know that talent wins out. That's why this, all these guys complaining about cancel culture and stuff. For being canceled, I still hear a lot about you guys. What happened? What happened to the canceling? Is it perhaps that it doesn't exist and it's just consequences for actions? I think that's probably so. No one's canceling Antonio Brown. No. It doesn't matter. When his talent runs out, then it will happen because that's what this is really all about. And, whatever, morals you have about it, I think what he did was despicable.
Oh, yeah.
And whatever your opinion about it is fine. It just doesn't matter at the end of the day because they need him. Yeah. And that's what's going to trump all of this. Now, obviously, there is a line that even NFL teams won't be able to cross, and often the league steps in when that's the case. Yeah. When people are being bad actors to that level. Yeah. But it's not the situation. So he's going to be there. And we've seen this, and we will continue to see this. So I'm not going to hold this over Bruce Arians. I think Bruce Arians appears to be a good man, and he's a good coach. And I think he has the best intentions. but his job is to win football games, and Antonio Brown helps him win football games. So I'm not going to judge Bruce Arians on this. The only person that should be being judged right now is Antonio Brown. Who, by the way, was like ranting on Twitter.
Since deleted.
So, okay.
Since deleted.
But was ranting on Twitter, so working on the behavior thing is like, okay. But again, like, what am I supposed to be surprised about?
No, we know who he is. He has shown us over and over again who he is.
I can't pretend to be outraged by behavior that I knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, I don't judge Bruce Arians trying to win football games. And honestly, at the end of time, when history is written and we're looking back on this team and what they did there, Antonio Brown will be a small mention. It will be Tom Brady and the wins that they had. But, it's icky.
It's icky.
It doesn't feel good, but that's the reality of it. The opinion of my opinion about whether he should be cut or not is really, it doesn't matter. They're going to keep him. They have to.
Also because Tom Brady wants him there.
Right.
And what Tom Brady wants, Tom Brady gets. Well, let's move on to the Lakers because they had said goodbye to Staples Center. Last night, the building is officially changing its name to Crypto.com Arena on Christmas. And last night was their last game before the switch. Unfortunately, things didn't go very well for the home team. LeBron put up 36 points and Westbrook added 30, but it wasn't nearly enough as the Spurs beat the Lakers 138-110. Now, as an LA native, growing up at Staples Center, this was just sad to watch last night. I mean, they were going through all the memories, the broadcast with a bunch of different Laker stars, and you just kind of go through and remember your time as a Laker fan being there. But for me personally, I have deeper connections there. I also had my first job starting there covering the LA Kings and their Stanley Cup runs there. There are so many championships that have been won in that building, from the Lakers to the Kings to the Sparks. Taylor Swift even has a banner up there. Sorry, Clippers, you're the only ones that don't have a banner up there. Who knows? Maybe this will be good luck for you.
Yeah, it's changing the juju.
Maybe it'll change. I don't think I will ever be able to call it anything other than Staples. It's going to take a generation. I mean, what are we going to call it? Crypt Arena? You can't do that.
No.
You can't do that.
No, I think you have to say crypto.
You have to say crypto.
Yeah, I mean, so you have obviously emotional connections to this.
Deep.
I don't. I have no feelings. So this didn't move me. I get it. I understand it. Also, I mean, the closest thing I can relate to this is Dolphin Stadium, which is now Hard Rock, and it was like Joe Robbie, and then it was Sun Life, and then it was Landshark, and then it was Dolphin Stadium. I'm forgetting one, I think. But now it's Hard Rock, and some people call it Hard Rock, some people call it Dolphin Stadium. But the building is still there because I was there when they tore down Three Rivers, like stadium in Pittsburgh.
So that feels like a
was
closing.
Emotional to me because you're tearing the building down. Like the building's still there.
But 22 years at Staples. When you say Staples in LA, you don't think of the store. You think of Staples Center.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
When was the last time you went to Staples?
Not
the arena.
I get paper there. I get my pens there. I actually go to Staples quite often.
Really?
I do.
I shopped at Staples.
I got on my way home.
I got my pandemic toilet paper at Staples.
Oh, good for you. Secret spot, secret stash.
Yeah, it was.
Don't share your secret.
Well, I mean, it's out now.